Hello, hello. Good night, everyone. Today I'm going to centralize the entire radio system because I don't want to have sounds all over the place. Hello. 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 So, okay. You actually need to do something. Let's go. www.gamecoder.com. And I need to copy paste something from here because it's easier. So the way I'm going to solve this is I will have a script above everything else, and I can show you. Let me just mute the audio. Mute. I will play the game. No, I need to do this out of full screen. Let's change to window. Okay, play. So when we have a game in Godot, here when I'm playing the game I can see what's happening inside the game here on remote, and as you can see we have this root folder and we have a lot of stuff inside the root folder. This is the level. No. Yes, this is the level. So everything that belongs to the level is inside control. And why is a control? Because at this point it's just an interface. When I hit play, I change scene. So the control changed to another control that has the menu. And if I click on continue, let's open a level. Open a level. So now I have this level over here. And as you can see, the structure of the game, I have roots, I have some stuff here, and this is the level. So the level is here, and when I change level, this will disappear, a new thing will appear, but these objects over here, they are here because I set them up to be hang on root. This is kind of useful because we can set up those objects in this auto load tab in the project settings. And I have here the game events, data manager, game session, and music manager. And I will have here the radio calls manager. So every object that needs to trigger a radio call will just talk to that object directly and ask for a specific sound by the name. And to do that, we need to have, let's say, object. All of these are scene. No, this is a scene. This music manager is a scene. And these are just scripts. So I can put whatever I want here. In this case, I will create a scene. Empty scene. Can be a 2D scene. Who cares? It's not important. Let's call it radio sounds. And now in radio sounds we will need to have an audio stream player, maybe more than one, but for now just one, and I will have a script here to control the radio sounds. Let's create a script folder, and I will call this Radio Sounds Manager. Radio Sound Manager sound. This can be a node 2D, but this is not important because we don't need to move the object or whatever. So we just need to have this object inside. Well, the object could be directly the audio stream player, but I believe I will need more than one. And now we just pick up the script Radio Sound Manager and we put it in this main node. So now let's save. This will be called, this will be called, I have a folder. No, I don't have a folder. Yeah, it goes here. Radio Manager. So this scene is called Radio Manager. Maybe I can change this name also to Radio Manager. Everything is called Radio Manager, and the script is also called Radio Sound Manager. I will change this also to Radio Manager. All sounds, all the names are the same. They don't interfere with each other in this case, so I'm not worried about that. Radio Manager is over there. Yes, so now we go on project settings and we add that scene here. Radio Manager should be inside. It's here. Okay, open, close. Oh, I didn't add it. Always forget that. Radio Manager, add. So now Radio Manager will appear automatically in the beginning of the game, above the game. Let's make sure it's happening. So I go here on remote and you can see Radio Manager is here. Okay, so we can stop the game now. Okay, stop. I have a bug here because Radio Manager, of course, it doesn't exist because I changed the name of the script. In C#, you need to make sure that the name of the class is the same as the name of the script. Save. Oh. Save. So what I'm going to do here is to have a public method to access from outside. I don't need the process, I guess. So let's create a new public void. It will not respond anything back. Will be called play message, and this will be expecting a string with the message name. Enter. We can test this by gd.print message name. If we want, it will print the name that we want to play. Another thing it will need is an audio stream player called audio player, and we need to get that. It's the immediate child, so get node of type audio stream player, audio stream player called audio stream player, close. So we have the reference, we get the objects, and now if we say audio player dot play, it will play whatever is inside the stream variable. We don't have yet the stream variable, and because this manager will have all sounds, we need to have also a list of sounds here. So stream export public audio stream, and this will be an array, so many sounds inside the same variable, and this will be called messages. Save. Let's go to Godot. Let's make sure radio messages radio manager has the script. It's already there. Let's build the script so we can actually see the variables. And here is the array. It's empty right now, but I have let's add 2 elements because it's the number of sounds I have right now. So 401 and 402. Go there, go there. So now what I'm going to do, instead of having these sounds somewhere in the game, they will be inside this radio manager, and I will need to search them by name, because I guess it's easy. It's much easier to have the index and I just say play number 1. It doesn't need to read anything. It's super fast and super efficient. And if I gave the name of the file, it needs to actually look at the strings, and you know, it's more expensive. But because this doesn't happen in real time, like every frame, it's just one event, and if it's a little bit delayed, no problem. I don't really care. Cannot instantiate script because the associated class cannot be found. Clear, it's done. So what I'm going to do in every script that needs to play a message, I will access this radio message, this radio manager, and I just say play message, name of the message, and that's it. Now I need to make sure that this audio stream goes to the bus. I don't have the bus yet for the radio, so I will create that. Add bus, let's call it radio. And that's it. I don't change anything else here. I just need to put the sound here when I'm going to play, but it will be the script that does that. So first thing I need to do is to find the index of the file, because they are inside the stream. The stream is called by the number, but I need to look inside and see the name. So how can I do that? Let's do a for each. For each sound inside the list of sounds, we'll check the name, and if it's a match, we play that. For each audio stream called sound or message in messages. So for each message inside messages, we are going to check the message name. So message, it's the first item, for example. Message what? Dot is an audio stream message name. Can I get this? Maybe not like this. Message dot get name resource name. Yep. So for each message we seek the message resource name, and if this is equal to the name we send it, message name, message name, close, enter, open curly brackets, and we do two things. We add the audio player dot stream is equal to messages I need a counter here. Int count equals 0. Messages count or index. It's index. Makes more sense, this word. If it's the same, this for each needs to be, this int needs to be outside of the for each, or else it will be 0 at each sound. So we receive a play message name, we start at 0. For each message we check the name. If this name match, we put the name, we put the same index inside the audio stream player, and we play the thing. That's it. We only play if we find a new sound. So if the sound does not exist, nothing will happen. It will just ignore. And because at this point we don't need to look for the other sounds, if we find it in the third place, we don't need to check the entire list. We can just quit this for each at this point, which is the break command. The break will break what? Will break the for each. When you click on here, it selects automatically that one, telling you that this break will break the for each. Oh, another thing we need to do. So if we find a match, we play it. But if we don't find a match, the index needs to grow. Index plus plus. So index goes from 0 to 1 and repeats until the for each gets the end of the list. It's not a list, it's an array. Save. So this is done. And this manager only needs to have this. Eventually, if we have like one sound playing and we need to start another sound before this first sound stops or ends, we need to have another audio stream player. I'm not dealing with that right now, but if we need to do that, we need to check for which one of the audio players is available, and we play that audio player. So it's like duplicating this or triplicating this. But at this point, this is enough for testing. And now inside our level, it was, no, it's not here. I need to close all these things. Station approach. Yeah. So we have here two triggers. This trigger that triggers the first message, and this trigger triggers the second message. Instead of having this void system, instead of having this thing inside each trigger, so each trigger is actually dealing with the sound individually, let's remove this from this voice system. This voice system does not exist anymore. Delete. And we just need to have this trigger to trigger that scene above everything. So the first thing we need to do is to get that scene. And to get that scene, I don't remember, so I will copy paste my own solution. To get the scene, so to access a script in autoload, you need to have we have something up there. So this is an example of something that is up there. In this case is the P1 score, P2 score, whatever. But to access any script that needs to access that data, it needs to do this. So it needs to have a reference, and in the ready function, get the thing inside root. So this is what we need to do. Of course, not with these names, because we are using different names. This is a different example, but it will work the same way. I will copy this entire thing, copy, and we can actually substitute trigger area, paste. So we are trying to get the radio manager. So instead of game data, radio manager, and let's call it radio manager. Don't forget, big character, small character. One is the type, the other is the name. And now we say radio manager equals to manager, let me explain, equals to get node root called something, and this something needs to be the name of the scene, which is radio manager. Yeah, radio manager. This is why we should have always the same name, radio manager. But this radio manager is a scene, it's not the script. So we need to cast it to inside to this variable as a radio manager type. That's why we have this parenthesis here. If we don't have this, it gives us an error, and it will say, oh, you cannot convert a node to a radio manager. Yes, we can. Brute force. So we are actually ignoring the node and getting the script inside the node. That is this type. So now inside this script, if I say let's remove this. If I say radio manager dot play message, and then I put here the name of the message, it will play the message, and the message is 401.wave, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check. Radio manager, yeah, 401.wave. Of course, I will not put the name here, because this script only plays this sound. I will have here a variable. I'm not using this anymore. Yes, I'm using this anymore. I'm using this. This is for the trigger, only triggers if detects the spaceship. And now we need to have an export public string. This will be called message name, message file name. Why file name? Because I want it to be equals to untitled.wave, and I'm doing this by default because when I go to Godot, let's build it. Let's go again to the scene station approach. In this trigger, if I go to the inspector, I already have here untitled. I just need to double click on the word and substitute. That's it. So this will play. Oh, this is trigger 2. It's not 401, it's 402. And the other one will be 401. So technically, it will play the sounds as it was playing yesterday. Let's play and see if it's actually happening. I need to unmute the master first. Audio, unmute, play. So we should hear the sounds of the radio. Play in this station approach. Oh, I have here a bug. Something's wrong. Node not found. Which node? Root radio manager? Of course not. Because radio manager is not with a small m, is with a big M. So we need to change the script to radio manager. Save. Let's try again. It's not playing, but it's actually receiving the sounds here. Oh, it triggered 401 in both of them. Why? This is 402. Oh, come on. Because I'm not paying attention. So message file name, copy, paste. Okay, so this is sending the message there because that print comes from here. So it's actually happening. The thing is, maybe this is not the way of getting the name. Let's print message resource name to see what is actually. Copy. Finding inside the array, or what does this command do? Save. Let's go. F5. Play. Play. So we should see the file name here twice, but it's not happening. Oh, it's happening. Something's happening. It printed a space or empty or whatever. So it's not resource name. It should be another thing. Resource name. Get what? Do I have to cast the resource name as a resource local to resource name, resource path name? Do I need to cast this as a no? Message in messages. Or the thing is empty. Maybe let's print the count, how many messages I have, just to make sure. Just to make sure that I have messages. messages dot length. So it should print the number 2, I guess. If it prints number 2, it's because it's actually using the correct music manager, not an empty one. Yes, so it has something inside. But it prints 2 lines, empty lines. It prints 2 empty lines. Why? Audio stream player. Oh yeah. Oh, wrong. Sorry, wrong thing. Radio manager. Radio manager. It has 2. This is a and if I print the path, oh, but this will be difficult to get the entire path in the name. Let's Google the solution. So Godot C#, resource file name. How do I get the file name of a resource? Okay, let's go here. Get file name. Resource name. Yeah, it's a resource name. Set name, string value. Get name. An optional name for the resource when defined is a file displays will represent the resource in the inspector doc. For built-in scripts, the name is displayed as part of the tab name in the script editor. Note that some resource formats do not support resource names. You can still get the name in the editor or via code, but it will be lost when the resource is reloaded. For example, only built-in scripts can have a resource name while blah 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 blah. While scripts stored in separate files cannot. Get name. Maybe it's get name. Do we have a get name? Game get stream name? No. Dot. Let's look at all those commands and try to figure out. Setup, no. Set, probably not. Resource name, resource path. Let's see if it prints something with resource path. It will probably not print anything if it doesn't print the name. Why it would print the path? Oh, we kind of... Oh, come on. But I don't want to write all of this in the name of the file. So, 2 solutions. This is pre-written. and I don't need to worry about, but I need to make sure all sounds or voices goes inside this folder, which is kind of okay for me. Or I use the index. I guess I prefer to have the path. But the thing is, why resource path gives me something and resource name doesn't give me anything? An optional name for this resource when defined, display to represent the source. Oh, okay, it's not the name of the file, it's a different kind of name. Some resource format do not support resource names, blah 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 blah. Okay, that is the same thing that is written in the other. So I need to use the resource path, and then I need to build. So message path. Come on, message path. This message path will be a string, and we can write that here. Message path will be equal to sounds folder plus message name. I'm doing this with a variable, so if I change the folder, I just need to change this variable. So this needs to be an export, public, whatever. Copy, paste. Come on. String. Sound folder. Okay, this will be equal by default to // sounds / voice, I guess. Let me make sure. Yeah, res sounds voice / and then here we combine both this one with this one. So we don't need to worry about, we just need to follow this rule. All sounds goes inside that folder, but this is actually a variable, so I can change it. I don't need this anymore. I don't need this anymore. And here, instead of using resource whatever, we need to use message path instead of message path. Oh, it's already there. Okay, so this should be okay. Save. Let's go to Godot and test if the thing actually works. Probably yes, because now we have the entire name. If it doesn't work, we need to find the problem. Okay, I like when it doesn't work, but it gives us a problem. So the problem is object ref not set. Which object? Line 27. The player exists. Oh, it doesn't exist. Come on. Audio player equals to. Of course, the audio player does not exist. Did not exist. Play. No errors. Roger that. So now we have voices. Yeah. This allows me to have different triggers anywhere we need them, but all the messages are in one place. So if we need to change them or update them or whatever, we can go here and we change the thing. We don't need to look inside 200 objects or whatever. So I guess this is the way. At this point we can add two more elements, and the order of the elements is not important. I really don't care. Just add another one. Can I change them? Yes, I can arrange them easily. So this is also very useful, using the name, not the index, because if I arrange them to keep them organized, the index will change, and using the name there is no problem doing that. So auto lock enable, and we are docked. Can go here. Now I'm thinking in tomorrow's problem, and tomorrow's problem will be to have a different sound for each voice. I'm not sure about the voices yet, because it depends on how many voices I can record. Just save. So auto lock enable 1 and auto whatever also 1. We are docked 1. This comes from the auto lock enable, comes from the hatch. The hatch is here. The hatch has the unlock sound player, or the radio. Let's remove the radio. I don't want radio. And the hatch script will no longer deal with the sound directly. So radio. Let's remove these two references here. And the other radio is where? It's here. Radio play, no, delete. Lock sound, yes, it plays when it connects. And the sound could be here because it's the sound of the object itself. But now let's play the message, and to play the message we need two things. We need a reference to that object up there, as we did here. Where is the radio message? Let me remove this. I need this copy paste. Whoa. Before everything else. And we need to get that radio manager, copy paste. And that's it. Now down here we just say the same thing. Radio manager dot play message, and we call the message by the name. This will be, I can hard code this one because it's just one file. Auto lock enable 1. Copy, paste. It's not a good practice to hard code names of things, but let's see if this works or if I destroy the thing. There's a player, a radio variable that I don't need anymore. Yes, it's not being used anywhere. So I can delete this, keep it clean. And now it should play. Every time I press the button to enable the auto dock, it should play that message. So let's test if it's working. Play, continue, whatever. So I will click on the button now. It didn't play. Very nice. Why it didn't play the sound? Why? Maybe it's not in the same folder. Yes, it is. So .wave, not this one, at, maybe it's not in the correct place. The line is not here. Oh, this is the lock sound. This is the wrong message. So yeah, come on. This is when it connects. Copy. This one goes on auto lock. Paste. Auto lock, and this is we are connected, I guess. We are docked 1. We are docked 1. Goes here. Okay. Wrong file, wrong place. Play, continue, approach, play level. I will enable the auto dock now. Okay, nice. So it's playing. Let's see if the connection is also playing.
Roger that. Roger that.
It's done. So all messages now go inside this radio manager, and I just have triggers, or I implement a very simple call here and trigger the message, which is easier. But now I have another problem. I will play again, and I will trigger the sound in the middle of the other message, and let's see what happens. Well, what is going to happen is that let's go full screen again. What's going to happen is that the first message will be interrupted. So we can solve this two ways, or we have two players and we kind of play both at the same time, or we add a queue list where only when the message ends it starts the next one if it's already there. And I believe that's the best solution, because in real life astronauts will not talk on top of each other. They are relaying something and the other one is responding, and only at the end of that communication they will say the next thing. So maybe having a queue list, and I can have like 10 messages, they go one after the other, that it's the best solution. But for now, let's just make sure that if I play one in the middle of the other, I will interrupt the first one. Play station approach. So when the guy says ready to burn your engine, I will turn on the auto dock. Yeah, it interrupted the first one. So let's build here in the radio manager let's build here a queue list. A queue list could be made by a list. Now we are, instead of using arrays, I'm going to use lists. And list has a different behavior, because if I had 3 things or 4 things to the array, and I use this one and I remove this one, I cannot remove this one without, I cannot remove them. But in a list I can add and remove. And that's why I had stuff to the list. I use the first one. As soon as the first one is used, I remove the first one. All of the others go back one place automatically. So the list, and the list has a different spelling. List of what? Of strings. And the list will be called, oh, it's already suggesting strings. No, incoming messages. Something's wrong here. I guess I need to open and close this. No, I don't remember the syntax for the list, for declaring a list. Needs to be public. No, probably not. I don't remember the syntax, so let's go. I don't know if I have that here. Probably I have. Yeah, lists of type. Oh, I need to initiate the list. I need to initiate the list. I always forget this. So a list of strings called whatever, it's equal to a new list of strings. Yes? No? Yes. List of strings, it's called whatever, it's equal to a new list of the thing. Why this is not? Oh, because I need something here. I need another library. The list is not in Godot library. I don't remember where the list is. And I don't put it here. Yeah, super intelligent. I need to update the site because, yeah, we actually need to make sure that double array list, a collection of elements, list if use dynamic addition of whatever. Okay. Godot C# declare list. I don't remember collections. Is system dot something, I guess, but I don't remember. I do not remember. Yeah, it's probably dot collections. the array is in collections.array, so maybe the list is also in collections. So using collections, no. Oh, I'm being stupid because let's delete this. I always forgot that we have the quick fix. Visual Studio Code already knows that, and it's just adds the correct thing there. That's why I never know, because this is solved automatically. So this one, so incoming messages is equal to new list of strings. Okay, so we have the variable. So now every time we receive a new message to play, we are going to this will not be pretty, but we are going to put the message inside the incoming messages. See, this is not correct. Messages. Okay, so incoming messages, and now dot add, I guess, exactly, dot add what? There is no argument given to the correspondent to the required parameter, that dot, and now it's expecting a string because the list is a list of strings. So I need to put the word here, and the word is message name. Copy, paste. That's it. So every time I send a message there, it will add that message to the list, and that's it. If it's playing and I send another message, it will not interrupt the message because it will wait to the end of the playing before getting the next message. So the message, whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4 or whatever, is an index. So if the message path will no longer be, it will be incoming message 0, because it will always be the first one. Sorry, undo. Message name will be the incoming message 0. So folder plus the oldest add message is always at the front. So if I had 3 messages, it will be 0, 1, 2, and then eventually we'll play the message 0 first. And at this point, I guess I need to go process. Because this is only to add the thing to the list, nothing else. Close it. So now we need to go process. Process double delta. Okay, so now in process we are checking if there is messages here, if this is not empty, and if this is not empty, it will play the first one. At the end it will check again if it's not empty and play the next one. And that's how we build a queue list of messages that play one after the other without interruptions. So if messages as something. Incoming messages. How do I see? Count, I guess it's count, dot count. Yes, dot count is higher than 0. And the player is not playing. So audio player dot is playing, or in this case not playing. So let's invert this. So if we have more than 0 messages and the audio player is not playing, we will play the message. We'll look for the message and we will play the message. What can we do at the end? At the end we can check if the player is not playing. So if we have more than 0 and it's not playing, it will play. Else if else if, so this is not true. Let's test another thing, which is we have count, but it's no longer playing. So it's playing. No, I cannot do this. It will not work this way. So I need a state variable. And let's say a boolean old player state, old playing, old playing. So at the end of the process, which is this one here, we say old playing equals to audio player playing. Where it is? What? Oh, it's here. Audio player playing. Copy, paste. So the frame where the player stops playing, this will be, so the previous frame this is true. In the next frame, the playing is no longer playing, but we have the old player playing, so we can detect the transition. So now let's test the transition. So if old playing is different from audio stream player, that means that or it stopped or it started. So we changed the old state, but and it's no longer playing. So if it changed the state and it's no longer playing, it's because it ended. So this will only happen if the player stopped playing. And here we can delete the message. So message, oh, we can delete the message here immediately. As soon as we start playing it, we can delete it. When the for each ends. So yeah, when the for each ends, we delete the message. So incoming message, I guess. Now dot what? Dot this is not correct. Messages dot clear remove at or remove at 0 if I'm not mistaken. Cannot apply indexing with expression of type. Okay, of course not. Remove at 0. So let's look at the logic. We have more than one message to play and it's not playing. So we get the path, we start counting, we start looking for the message in the list of messages. We found it, so we start playing. We go out of the search for the correct file and we delete the file that is playing from the incoming messages variable. It's different, yes, it started player, but it's playing, so this will not happen. This repeats a lot of times. Next frame, it has more than one file? Yes, because it has the second one there. It's not playing? No, it's playing, so this will not happen. And it didn't change the state, so this will not happen. Eventually the player stops. When the player stops, the old state is different from the playing, yes, and it's not playing anymore. So this is the place where we restart the playing with the next message. Maybe we don't need this, because when it stops, the message is no longer there, but it still has messages, so this will be true. Yeah, we don't need this. I'm pretty sure we don't need this. Save. So now we have a queue system. Let's try to send two messages to see if the one interrupts the other or not. So F5. When the guy starts to talk about the engine, I will play the sounds of the auto dock. See if the interruption happens or not.
This is command. Prepare for main engine burn. Roger that. Autolock activated.
Yeah, roger that. So it actually played both sounds, one after the other. So yeah, queue system done. Queue system done. The problem is I need to shorten the files. They have a lot of silence at the end because of the echo. I guess I can actually reduce it a little bit so they don't yeah, 2 seconds of silence. I can reduce like 1 second and it will probably be okay. I can reduce 1 second of those sounds. But yeah, the queue system is done. I don't need this. Because I removed the sound as soon as I'm using it, so it no longer exists there. So as soon as the other player stops and it has more sounds to play, it will immediately get in the next one. So let's open here voices. I guess it's this one.
We are docked. Roger that.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be so much time.
Roger that.
So I can reduce a little bit, like once roger that, and another roger that of size. It should be enough. We are docked. It has purposely some delay in the beginning, so let's export this. The shortcut is too much keys for shortcut. Export. This is we are docked. Save, replace, and this is the locking.
Auto lock activated. Roger that.
Yeah, this is enough. Let's export this one. Auto dock. Enable, yes. And the other two, the engine is this one, I guess.
Ready to start rotation? Roger that.
This is ready to start rotation. I should give these names, because when it's just numbers I will lose track of everything. So ready to start rotation. Ready to start rotation. Save. And ready to burn main engine.
This is command. Prepare for main engine burn. Roger that. This is command.
Okay, enough time at the end. Select the area, export, and this is the 401, but this will be called prepare main engine burn. Command prepare. Okay, so now the sounds have meaningful names and we can just add them. 401 is this one, and ready to start rotation is this one, and now we just need to update the triggers with the correct names. And we no longer need to worry about these names anymore. Yeah, the numbers were not a good idea. So station approach, it's here, station approach, trigger 1, trigger 2 will be the, trigger 2 is rotation, so ready to start rotation. Paste, and trigger 1 will be prepare, command prepare, copy, paste, dot wave, yes, enter, save. Let's make sure they are playing correctly. I will trigger again the sound in the middle of the other one.
Roger that. Auto lock activated. Roger that. Ready to start rotation? Roger that.
Yeah, it played the 3 sounds straight without interrupting the one that was playing, so the radio is done. I was thinking, how do I solve the problem of having multiple sounds for the same message and randomize them?
Roger that.
Instead, oh, it's raining. Instead of randomizing them inside the radio message, radio manager, I don't need to find a fancy solution inside this script to randomize the sound. if I need to have random sounds, because it has like 10 samples, 10 different samples, I can do that in the trigger. For example, this trigger is "we are docked." If I have 10 sentences of "we are docked," I randomize them here. I guess it's better. And that's it. This solution is done. What can I do now? Any ideas of what can I do now? I can try to add triggers to the other ones, the other levels, but I don't have the sentences, so I can get those. Station approach, this is, I guess this is done. I want to have sound also in the keys of the interface. So I will mute the music right now. Music mute. So when I'm here, for example, in this level,
Roger that.
I want to open this panel or not, whatever. But when I click on the keys, I want to hear some kind of click. It could be like a click from the keyboard. Something like I'm actually doing this here in the microphone. So let's record this sound, record some of them, and build a system that randomly selects one of the sounds. And yeah, it plays that sound when I click and when I release, because this is actually two sounds. And because Godot detects when you click and when you release the key, we can actually use that in our advantage. Oh, I put this here, but now I need to record. So let's go to live. This is voices, so save, file, new live set. Let's go to tracks. Let's enable microphone 1. It's done. I don't like snapping. Oh, I need to be careful not to touch the control of the stream, or else I will stop the stream. Control 4 to disable the snapping. Let's just hit record and get some sounds. Oh, come on, it's not music. Stop. Let's remove the count. Record. This should be enough. All the buttons have the same size in the interface, so I don't need to record the space key or the enter key, because they will sound the same. But sounding the same, and that's why the sound normally sounds really bad in games, is not actually having the same sound file, because in real life, as I can show you right now, all the sounds are different. All of them. There's no copy paste in real life. So I cannot use the same sample every time. Because it will sound annoying. But if I use different ones, it will sound more realistic and intuitive. So now we need to separate the ins and the outs. Let's like find 5 of them, maybe. Let me check. Okay, so in, out, in, out, in. Let's undo. Let's remove the outs. So this is an out. This is an out. Out is weaker. In, out, in, out. In, out. And these are too small. So in, out, in, out, in, out. And in, out. And another in, out. I can have 200 sounds if I want. So this is garbage. This is garbage. And here we have our sounds. In, out. Okay. Nice. The problem at this point is that the sounds have too much background noise. I will not remove them. Remove it easily, because the only noise reduction I have is specifically for voice. So if I had that here, it will remove the click. I'm pretty sure. I can do that in Resolve. Resolve as a generic noise reduction. But I guess I can solve that with an equalizer. So let's get an equalizer. Channel AQ, no, AQ 8. And let's get only the frequencies of the button. Should be around here and here. So I don't need subsonic bass. Yeah, sound stays the same. Same. Starts to alter the sound. Yeah, the sound is somewhere here. And the bright part, we don't need that hiss at the end. Okay, nice. Now we'll add a gate, so it actually opens only when the sound exists. Gate. So we need to open in the attack. And it goes out here. Needs to be lower. And the attack should be super fast, as immediately after the starting of the sound we have the gate opened. So 0.2 milliseconds is enough, and the hold is like 10 milliseconds, or it should be enough to hold the entire click, and release again 100 milliseconds is a lot. So 30, 50, maybe a little bit more of hold. Okay. Let me check the smaller one. Yeah, it's not playing, so I need to go even lower with the threshold. Okay. So now the sound is clear. Now let's make sure all the sounds have the same volume. So this one needs to go a little bit up. I will just adjust them visually. This one also needs to be a little bit louder. And this one also a little bit louder. Okay. And the release, can I control all of them at the same time? Not sure. Yes, I can. Yeah. So let's make them a little bit louder also. I'm recording this at home, so it's not the best acoustic environment. But because this sound is so tiny, it will work. Maybe when I'm at the studio, I can re-record them. So let's listen again. The release is too slow. It needs to be faster. We can hear the noise. It's annoying. We can hear the noise. I need to record this in the studio. But anyway, we have the sounds to test. We can always change them later. So let's now select the folder to save this project. Let's go to my free return trajectory original assets, and this will be sound effects. Save. And now we just need to where's the zoom loop zone? It's here. We just need to export them like very small. Oh, I cannot go smaller than this. Come on. Can I go export the clip only? If I select the clip, file export, this will be mono, render convert to mono. It could be like that. 8.3.1, yes, to 001, yes. It's actually exporting just that bit. So instead of sound voices, let's do sound keys. Keep the thing organized, and this will be down 1. Copy, down 1. Save, down 1. Let's do down 2. Control Shift R. Export. Paste to. Okay, this will be fast. Always be lazy. Okay. find the fastest way of solving the problem, which is select Ctrl+Shift+R, enter, paste number, enter. Always be lazy, because when you are lazy, you are efficient. Select, enter, paste 4. See? Super fast. Select, enter, paste 5. Next one. This needs to be as close as you can get from the beginning, or else it will not sound synchronized. I guess this one is not good enough. Yeah, also zoom in to cut sounds, because you will not cut them in the beginning if you are too much zoomed out. This one is garbage. This one goes here. Oh, undo. Goes here. Zoom in. Cut. Zoom in again. Cut again. Yeah, that thing over there belongs to the sound. Okay. So let's do again. Let me check the starts of these ones. I will export them again. This one is okay. This one is also okay. So select, Shift+R, enter, paste 1, paste 1, replace. Up. Enter, paste 2, enter, replace. Export, enter, paste 3, enter, replace. Export, enter, paste 4, enter, replace. Export, enter, paste 5, replace. Export, enter, paste 6, enter. And finally export, enter, paste 7, enter. So all the keys going down already have sound. So now let's deal with all the keys going up. Let me first putting everything together. It should be 7 also. Always zoom in to cut properly. So yeah, delete, 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 delete. Sounds okay. Delete and delete. I guess it's done. It's done. So now let's export this one. So this is the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So export, enter. The name will be up, Shift Home, copy, and 1. Enter. Select, export, enter, paste 2, enter. Export, enter, paste 3, enter. export enter, paste 4, enter, export enter, paste 5, 6 and 7. So now we have 7 clicks downs and 7 clicks up. So down. Okay. So now we can add them to the interface. We need a script for the sound to deal with these sounds, and this script will be in each key. So each key will be responsible for playing its own sound. So let's create a new script. This will be key sound. It's not a node, but I don't remember. It's a button. It's a button. Okay. So now the UI, we go here to the UI. Each button needs to do the sound. The left panel and the ship UI, left panel scene has all these buttons that already have a script. Button 1, button 2, it's the same script. Buttons left panel, buttons left, okay, it's the same script, so I can add the sounds to this script. Run on button down, run on button up. So I already have here everything I need. I just need to add the sounds here. It will be extremely easy. I will add a new function, a new method to randomize one of the sounds from the list of sounds. So void let's call it play down sound. That's it. And now let's void play up sound. This should be also so run on button down. We go play down sound, and on button up play up sound. We need to have access to a audio stream player called audio player. We need to get it in the beginning. Audio player equals to get node audio stream player called audio stream player, and now we say audio player, copy audio player play dot play, copy paste. It will be the same audio player to up and down. So now we need to set the sounds here. To set the sounds here, we need to have a list of sounds, of course. So button function, button config, button sprite, button delay to act. Okay, and here we can have export audio streams called down sounds this needs to be this needs to be public, or else it doesn't exist in the inspector or appear there, and it needs to be an array, so I can put more than one sound here. Home, copy and enter paste, and here we call it up sounds. Save. We also need a random. We don't have random here, no. So random. We need to initialize the random. Random equals to a new random. I don't know why this. I don't know. Okay, so I also already have a random, and now I just need to random one of the sounds from this array. Play sound, and so audio player dot stream will be equal to one of the sounds of the down sounds. So down sounds, sound number, whatever. For now, let's put 0, and let's do the same thing for the other one. Copy, paste, and this will be up sounds. Save. At this point it will play only the first sound of the list. It is just to make sure that the thing is working. And we need to, oh, this will be so annoying. Can I do all of them at the same time? Probably. Yes, I can. Let's build. I should have here the new array of sounds. Down sounds, up sounds. So let's just select all of them and bring all the sounds. Oh, I cannot multiple. I will not be able to select them here. Probably. Oh, yes, I can. Oh, this is so much easier. Down sounds goes to the down sound list. The up sound goes to the up sound list. Array, sorry. It should play only the first one. So the number 0, which is this one. But let's test. F6. It should work. Or not. It's outside of the camera. Okay. Let's go to the game. Play. Continue.
Roger that.
"38 errors. Why?" Audio stream. Oh, of course. It doesn't have an audio stream player. So let's add a child audio stream player to each one of them. Copy. Can I paste as a sibling? Control-Shift-V. Undo. Paste. Yeah, a sibling of that one, come on. Paste. Okay. It's not very friendly, but it's only 6 buttons, so it should work now. Play, 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 play. Let's see if the buttons.
Roger that.
So click, release. It's amazing. But now it's copy paste, it's not changing the sound. So now let's random the selection. So instead of being 0, it will be a random dot next between two numbers, between 0 and down sounds dot length. Length is get the total number of elements in all the dimensions of the array. The total number of elements in all dimensions. 0 if there are no elements. So if I have one sound, I will get the number 1. And this will be a random from 0 to 1. A random from 0 to 1. Hello. How are you? A 0 to 1. A random from 0 to 1 will never gives me the 1. And if it's okay, that's correct. If it doesn't give me the number 1, it will play only the 0. It has just one sound in the array, so the index is 0. This is correct. So now let's do the same thing to the up sounds. But instead of down sounds, length will be up sounds. Save. And now we should have random sounds in the button, so it shouldn't sound the same every time I click a button. Let's make sure.
Roger that.
I will mute my microphone so you don't hear the mouse clicking. Yeah, it sounds much more natural because it's not copy paste of the same file. So we can kind of do the same thing now for the other panel, but the other panel is still in prototype phase. This one here doesn't work. So yeah, I like this sound. Sounds good. Let's see if we have music. If we can hear the sounds anyway. Play, continue. Yeah.
Auto lock activated. Roger that.
Okay, so it's working. So what do I know? What do I do now? How much time is my stream today? I can do something else. What can I do now in terms of sound? I will play the game and think while playing. You can have a sound to open and close these panels. The thrusters could be louder. thrusters could be a little bit louder. The music doesn't need to start every time I start the level. So maybe the music manager does not play every time the level starts. I can have interface sounds here, like, I'm not sure exactly what. Oh, again, yeah, I don't like the music restarting every time level starts. I need to improve these engine sounds, but not now. I need to record something. Oh, come on, too much. Whoop. I don't have thrusters in this level, just rotation and main engine. Because this is a tutorial. Oh, I totally forgot to accelerate the correct engine. Okay, stop. Right now. Okay, done. Station reverse approach. Yeah.
This is command. Prepare for main engine burn. Roger that. Ready to start rotation. Roger that.
This ready to start rotating, it needs to happen at that place, but only if the spaceship is still not moving. So maybe the trigger, I can have a special trigger that not only detects if the ship is there, but it can also detect how fast it goes, and it only triggers the sound if it goes below or above some specified speed.
Auto lock activated. Roger that.
We are docked. Roger that. Station model expansion.
Roger that.
And I need to write the scripts, the text scripts, the acting for these voices. Because instead of having a tutorial that people needs to read, that no one reads, I can have the voices. Why not? The problem is having localization in the game. Because changing text to French or Spanish or Portuguese or whatever is kind of easy. Changing voices, not so much. And it's also more expensive. Much more expensive. Let's say if an actor can record all the voices in one afternoon, in one day of work, because they can. And if the guy costs us like 200 euros per day.
Auto lock activated.
And if I have two voices.
We are docked. Roger that.
It can be expensive, very expensive. We are docked. Let's stabilize the space station. Okay, it's still enough for me to return to the base, so detach. Let's return to the parking spot. Yeah, we can kind of use the sound to tell the story, because no one will read the briefings. And yeah, this is what you have to do. Detach from dock 2, attach dock 3, connect the blah 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 blah. So the thing is here, but if it's being set as you go, if it's being set as you go, something like, let's restart. So the first one is detach from dock 2 and get the new module on dock 3. So you actually know what you have to do. Roger that, and we go. Let's waste a lot of fuel now. There's no problem because I have a lot. Okay. And in the final game, this will be very tight fuel. You cannot go fast. You need to go slower.
Auto lock activated. Roger that.
As soon as we have this,
We are docked.
we can hear the control saying something like push the new model to the dock 2. Roger that, and we connect them together. Don't go above the speed limit or whatever, something like that.
We are docked.
Station docked.
Roger that.
Stabilize the speed near 0 and return to your parking spot. And here we go. Detaching. Roger that. We can have some kind of countdown for the fuel, like 78 of fuel. Or fuel level at 50%, fuel level at 40%. Approaching dock, but for this I need to have a recast to detect that. Approaching dock. Too fast. Caution, speed. Caution, speed. Yeah, we can have the computer talking to you. It could be nice. And let's enable the auto dock system.
Auto lock activated.
Thank you. Roger that.
We are docked.
We are docked.
Roger that.
Roger that. And it's done. So this planet insertion is not yet ready. I can play a little bit, but I need to get into orbit of that planet. But if I don't do anything, I just go away. So I need to slow down around here and start falling into the planet. And the planet needs to be heavier because it's also reacting to my position. So I'm falling into the planet and the planet is falling into me. And because my presence over there, I just stopped the planet, which is kind of impossible in real life. Let's deaccelerate. I will fall. No, I didn't fall. Circular orbit around the planet. Oh, okay, I'm touching the planet now. So I guess the next stream will be about breaking the spaceship when in hard contact. Break the thing apart. Let's go home. Can I go home? No more fuel. I'm dead. Yeah, so this mission is a future problem right now. At this point I have a lot of stuff to solve first before I start to drawing maps. So I'm missing the destruction of the spaceship. I'm missing the the behavior of the physics changed a little bit because of the weight of the fuel. So yeah, if I have less fuel, the spaceship is more agile. If I'm full of fuel, I'm heavier, so it takes longer to speed up, it takes longer to stop, and that will change a little bit the dynamics of the game. The story for this level will be something like a very rare event is happening. A rogue planet is passing through the solar system. Will not impact anything. Maybe it will affect the orbit of our own planets, but we need to explore it. So while it's passing, we need to insert into its orbit and take as much pictures as we can and land on it if necessary or whatever. So yeah, it's something like that idea, you know, when we had the comet last year, I guess, that passes through the solar system, and we can actually point everything into its direction to understand it. If it was a full planet, it would be a much different event. Yeah, imagine that happening with a real planet, like a Venus-sized planet or a Saturn-sized. With a Saturn-sized planet, we would die probably. No more solar system as we know it, and we could even be ejected from the solar system. So no more sun, and we die forever. That's crazy, and that can happen like tomorrow. That can happen like next week. We don't look to the entire sky every time. We kind of look like 10% of the sky. So the planet could be right there at this point, at this moment. And tomorrow we are out of orbit, and in 1 week we are all dead. You know, it's kind of crazy. Think about it. All the wars, all the bad things humans do to each other could end in 1 week. By karma, not by nuclear war. You know, by karma. You know, you are bad people. The universe talking to us. You are bad people, so here's a rogue planet to destroy your solar system. Anyway, I went a little bit dark at the end, but yeah. Let's think about it. I will stay here today. Yeah, what I wanted to do, it's actually done. So I'm happy with the the new things I added to the game, and I need to stop for 1 or 2 days to think about what I will do next, and then I will do another streams again. So at this point, I hope you enjoy. I hope you learned something. If you have questions, don't be afraid of asking them in the comments, and see you in the future.